As if forking out $1 billion in subsidies with our money for fossil fuel companies, for multinational companies that don't pay any tax anyway. Imagine if you knew that they were using that money to sue Australian farmers and a journalist, yours truly. Now, we got a threat last year from Tamboran Resources. This thing's a small gas explorer that's fracking, like Santos and Origin, for gas in the Beetaloo Basin. Despite global authorities saying no new fossil fuel projects, this company, Tamboran, even thumbed its nose at the Australian Parliament, at the government of this country, by not bothering to turn up to the Beetaloo Basin gas fracking inquiry. But not only that, we gave it $7.5 million in grants. We're giving it our money. This company and other companies, we're giving them our money. And now they're suing us with it and not bothering to turn up to parliamentary inquiries. I mean, you couldn't make this stuff up. It is so bizarre. And against that is an even more bizarre backdrop. We might just say first that these guys have just been given the green light. They've been drilling for gas already, and now they've just struck a pipeline deal with Jemena, which is a company which has been pinged by the ATO for being a huge tax avoider, doesn't pay tax, controlled by Singapore and China. This pipeline deal is meant to pipe gas from the Northern Territory across to the East Coast, because the gas lobby has conned the politicians into thinking we've got a gas supply shortage. We are the biggest exporter of gas in the world. And so not only are we subsidising these shonky operators and tax-dodging multinationals from other countries, we're also subsidising this pipeline. But the gas isn't going to go there because there is no supply problem. We are the biggest gas exporter in the world. Now, in Japan, just to illustrate how bizarre, what a transcendent, what a grotesque failure of public policy it is, we are building import terminals to import back into Australia the gas that we've already sold overseas, because the gas lobby has conned the government into thinking we cannot possibly introduce a reservation policy here in Australia like they do in WA already, where gas prices are lower, that we can't earmark 10% or 15% of our own gas for our own people in Australia, because that would not be the market. Why is this so? Why has it happened? It's happened because the gas lobby, with all its enormous wealth, has slick lobbyists telling the politicians and bureaucrats what to think, and it pays them money. This is the money trail. Political donations. We prefer to call them political payments. They pay the two major parties a lot of money, and the two major parties return the favour by approving this kind of absolute nonsense, which is destructive, which is a carbon bomb for the environment and is going to blow up Australia's emissions like the other 100-odd new fossil fuel projects. But just to illustrate how bizarre it is, have a think about this. We produce gas in the Bass Strait. We pipe it to Gladstone to be exported overseas. They turn it into LNG at about $4 cost per gigajoule, and then they ship it all the way to Japan, and then the Japanese customers buy their gas more cheaply. That's our gas produced in Australia more cheaply than Australians do on the east coast of Australia. So it's no wonder that they're threatening us with defamation, because we're just telling the story. What a bizarre situation it is that we should be subsidising a US fund manager behind this Tamboran Resources. They're suing us with our own money and telling Parliament to go and get stuffed. It's almost too strange a story to be true, but it is an incredible failure of government. If you want us to keep pushing on with this stuff and telling the stories behind the scenes, please help us on Patreon. Thank you for your support.